Letter I is number 9. Accompanied by a lovely cup of tea today. Okay, so there aren't that many I's. Some good ones, but not that many of them. And I decided last night after doing this and saying we'd merge I and J that I don't want to merge I and J. Tough. So it's just I. First in the I's. Yesterday we had Park Chan-wook's The Host. No, we didn't. We had Bong Joon-ho's The Host, didn't we?
Don't look at
We
me.
did talk about Park Chan-wook. Because Park Chan-wook did something that we picked up on before. Anyway. So we've got Park Chan... Oh, it was The Handmaiden yesterday. It was Park Chan-wook.
That's right.
We've also got, by Park Chan-wook, I'm A Cyborg. Subtitled And That's Okay. Which is crackers. A madcap fantasy screwball romance. It's about a girl who gets admitted to a mental institution because she believes she's a cyborg. That's the premise. And it's crackers. It's great though. Another good Korean cinema. Next to that is Inception. Christopher Nolan's Inception.
Overrated?
I think it probably is, yes. Overrated. It's good. When it came out, I think it was one of the most fun cinema trips I had that year. Because I think as a spectacle, it's hugely fun. But then it doesn't stand up to full digging. But
A lot of holes.
yeah, but it's fun while it's happening, and he's pretty good at doing that. My favourite bit is the stuff, the third layer in, where it's like an attack on a base in the snow, and it feels like something from a James Bond film, but better than a James Bond film.
Mm-hmm.
We will be talking in about 6 days, about Paprika, the animated film, which I won't jump ahead to now, but suffice to say, when we get to Paprika, we will loop back round to Inception. It's a little sneaky one for you there. Prepare for that when we get to P. And interestingly, actually, I've been listening to stuff about Inception of late because I watched for the first time David Cronenberg's eXistenZ on Mubi. You seen eXistenZ? 1999, which is about a computer game that's got like virtual reality headsets and you plug yourself into it, but it's like physical. You plug it into your spine through a little like bony protuberance from the machine. And that they end up in a computer game, and then in the computer game they go into a computer game, and it's basically Inception, but with computer games rather than dreams. And I think that actually works better than Inception does.
And what's that one called?
eXistenZ, Jude Law and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
There was a whole spate of things like this.
Yeah.
Like Minority Report.
Yeah, although that's based on a previous text. It's Philip K. Dick.
Oh.
But that's great. Next to Inception is Indiscreet.
Yay!
Indiscreet has a special story for us because we went on part of our honeymoon was in Paris. And
Le
we
Champeau.
went to a little cinema called Le Champeau, which is the French name for the Charlie Chaplin. It's like the equivalent of the Tramp. And I think it was our first experience of going to a cinema abroad, like on holiday, wasn't it? But we now do it every time we go abroad.
Because we had such a hoot there.
Yeah, so we sat in a little tiny French cinema with velvet seats and big velvet curtains. And not only did it make us want a cinema, but we watched Indiscreet, Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman in Stanley Donen's Indiscreet.
Which is, I mean, it's not the best.
No, but it's got special
But
memories,
the
isn't it?
French cinema goers were rolling around,
Yeah.
laughing.
So it was subtitled into French, and the subtitles weren't quite the same jokes as the English that was coming out, and they were differently timed, but it was great, wasn't it?
Pure hilarity.
They loved it.
They
and
loved
so did
it.
we. We hadn't seen it before, really.
No.
We put this on at the cinema, and on a matinee afternoon, and there was a couple there who had not seen it since it came down, and they went to see it. It came out, and they went to see it on their honeymoon.
Yes.
In like 1952 or whatever.
That was nice.
58.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to Indiscreet is another brilliant black and white horror, which is The Innocence.
Ooh, effective.
Very effective. Got some real proper creepy scenes in that has.
This one, The Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah.
The
Turning of the Shrew.
the
Turning of the Screw. The Taming of the Screw. So
I thought I was going to punch out this knowledge. It didn't work out.
Henry James's
I knew it was
The Screwing of the Tame. And it's brilliant. Some incredible scenes in it. And recently, which is sitting in the to watch pile, we bought the before recently not known to us prequel, The Nightcomers, directed by Michael Winner with
About the...
Oliver Reed. About the crimes against the children that happened before it.
It's about the gardener and the
Yeah.
housekeeper when they were alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to
Looks
watch
good,
that.
yeah.
Interesting that there is even a prequel to it. But yeah, that's a beautiful
I'm sure that was all crystal clear for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then next is Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love.
You go on about this.
I do go on about In the Mood for Love. So Wong Kar-wai is a filmmaker from Hong Kong. He made a loose trilogy, which is basically because they got the same actors in. So In the Mood for Love is a romantic film about a man and a woman who live in different apartments, neighbours in apartments, and they both have kind of odd relationships with their own partners. They find something out about their partners and it kind of pushes these two together, but nothing happens. It's very erotic, but nothing happens. It's like it's just about furtive glances, and it's one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. The colours, the dresses, the shadows, it's phenomenal. And we were going to show this at the cinema, and then it turned out that because all of his films are being remastered and re-released by Criterion later in the year, we weren't allowed to show it. So when they are re-released, we will be showing it.
It's resting.
It is resting. Can't wait to get those out. Next is, we talked in the Bees about the troubling birth of a nation with the Ku Klux Klan in it. D.W. Griffith followed that up with Intolerance, which, due to the reactions that he'd had to Birth of a Nation, he made a film about intolerance through the ages. So it's got the fall of Babylon, the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in France, and a modern American story, and it kind of cuts together the three stories to show that intolerance is not a new thing and it will last forever, but that we try to overcome it. I mean, it's not
It's an ambitious reach, isn't it?
Yeah.
2,500 years.
It's not. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to look at. There's the stuff that's set in Babylon in the 1000 BC or whatever it is. 2000.
Lillian Gish?
Yeah. The stuff that's set in Babylon. There's a set of a temple, which is like nothing I've ever. It's the biggest set that's ever been built, outdoor set. And when they were filming, there's like a scene where a load of Babylonians run through the set, and it was 3,000 extras on screen in one shot.
Is that more than Cleopatra? You know, they had to rip down the first set because Elizabeth Taylor was ill, and then they had to rebuild the whole thing.
Maybe.
Somewhere else.
It was the most expensive film at the time. It's like it's a pre-Cleopatra massive undertaking. And it's pretty good. It's very interesting. And yeah, it's got Lillian Gish in, who's in pretty much everything D.W. Griffith did. Next is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956 version.
Great.
Which we loved, didn't we?
I was so surprised how much I loved it.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got a bit of a thing about all the invasions. So there's this one. Next in the pile is a steelbook of the 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Brilliant. Let's keep that out. It's amazing. And that's one of the first things we did a pop-up screening of in Cardiff. And in preparing film notes and preparing to do a little introduction about that, I rewatched the 56 one. And then I watched Body Snatchers, which is the 1993 Abel Ferrara remake.
Do they still keep the pods? They keep
Yeah.
it the same.
And then there's one from about 2004 called Invasion with Daniel Craig and
Rachel Weisz.
not Rachel Weisz. It's my brain has gone. Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
It's not very good. The first three are great. That one's not very good. But it's just a timeless science fiction story that works across the decades. So the first one kind of works as Cold War, of you don't know who your neighbours are, they might be trying to get you, but they look exactly the same as you. The second one works in 1978 because it was the kind of rise of capitalist populism in America and Reaganism and the liberals in Hollywood feeling like there were people out to get them. So it kind of works. Next up is another Wes Anderson, Isle of Dogs.
I think
Your least favourite Wes Anderson, isn't it?
my least favourite.
I-
Although I love Wes Anderson and dogs.
I loved it more. I liked it more the second time I watched it.
It's just quite a bleak.
Oh, it's quite bleak.
It's quite bleak.
I don't like seeing dogs in peril.
No.
Now we've got dogs.
Very-
Beforehand, I loved it. Love seeing dogs in peril. Now can't stand it. Does my head in. It's amazing though. It's a bit. It's like Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's kind of
Oh, it's beautifully
every
done.
time you watch it, there's more little details.
I think the bar is just so high.
Yeah, it's not top tier Wes Anderson for me. Next, I mentioned it yesterday. Stephen King's. No, the day before when we were talking about Tim Rice.
Yeah.
Stephen King's 1990 It TV series.
TV series.
It's the TV movie one, the one that's like 3 hours long, 2 parts. The one with Tim Rice in as Pennywise. Tim Curry as Pennywise. So
This is not one of the most informative
no,
sessions we've ever
it's
had.
because we're doing it in the day rather than in the evening.
Yeah.
Brain time woken up. So this is for me. This is it. Having read the book a couple of times,
This
I then
is
saw
it.
this. It's bad. It's got the children in it are really good. The adult actors are problematic in that it's got John Boy from the Waltons with a terrible side-parted mullet ponytail, which is one of the worst haircuts ever committed to screen. And the end's wrong because they replaced the ending with a crappy insect thing, big insect. But the stuff with Pennywise in this is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Don't know why it got remade really, because it was perfect as it was.
So there was no film. This was it.
It was a
Until
two-part
the-
TV movie, yeah, until the new one.
Okay.
But it's amazing. I mean, it's 1990, but it feels like about 1983.
Yeah.
It's cheese fest, but it's great. Next to that is another recent horror that I loved, which is It Follows.
Yeah.
So we talked about all the films that we've got that are like surveillance and looking through cameras and stuff, and them being like M.R. James's View from a Hill.
Mm.
This is pretty much a whistle and I'll come to you.
Yeah.
There was some. I haven't seen this since we saw it at the cinema, but there's some stuff in that I thought was just incredible from a horror perspective. All those shots of like the girl standing inside the school and the camera panning around, and then suddenly noticing that somebody is a bit closer down the corridor than they had
Yeah.
been.
Like those cat videos.
Yeah.
It's
The atmosphere was really
so
good.
simple,
Yeah.
yet so terrifying, and also it's just so annoying.
Yeah, really annoying
Just
baddie.
stop.
Really, very good film. Very, very good soundtrack. Loved the soundtrack. Unfortunately, David Robert Mitchell then went on to make the thing with Andrew Garfield last year about Los Angeles. I can't remember what it was called. That got critically panned. So I don't know whether he's going to get a chance to make anything good again. But yeah,
Well, based on that,
it feels like this was a bit of a one-hit wonder so
it
far.
reminded me a bit of Teeth.
Yeah, the amazing teeth. Yeah, it had a similar feel to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite,
Small budget,
yeah,
small film, but
but
really
very well done.
good concept.
Yeah, I love it following. And last in the eyes is the first of our Andrei Tarkovsky films, which is Ivan's Childhood. I think it's probably Ivan's Childhood, but
Yeah. Doesn't look like he had a good one from here.
no, well, it's World War II, and Ivan is kind of stuck in the middle of a battlefield, hanging out with some soldiers. But it's astonishing. It's incredible to look at. Misty woods with trees blown up, and it's beautiful, black and white. It's one of the shortest Andrei Tarkovsky's. It's only 95 minutes long, so it's actually acceptable to most audiences, I would have thought, as opposed to the 3-hour ones that all the other ones. It's wonderful. That's the eyes.
The eyes have it.
Yeah. We've only got 4 things for Jay tomorrow, so it'll be quite quick, but they're good things.
Yeah.
So that's the eyes. Some good stuff in there. It's a small selection, but good selection, I feel.
Yeah. Okay, Desert Island choosers.
Tricky. I'm going to take the 1978 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
What?
I'm going to take In the Mood for Love. And I'm going to take Indiscreet.
Okay. And here's today's random.
What would you take from there?
You're asking me now.
Yeah.
This is based on the premise that I've just been listening to you for the last 20 minutes. Okay, I would take the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Brilliant. We've got both then.
But we're not on this island together.
Oh damn! Well, I won't take Intolerant.
I must
Indiscreet then.
insist on separate.
I won't take Indiscreet.
I'll take In the Mood for Love because you've banged on about that so much. And then maybe I'll take the TV movie of It.
Brilliant.
Because I've never seen it.
That's
I don't
amazing.
think.
You'd love it.
Yeah.
There we go.
So here's today's random question.
Go on.
In your opinion, what is the best use of a musical instrument in a film by an actor that you didn't know could play a musical instrument?
Well, somebody asked a question about that on YouTube, but I don't think you've even seen that. About no, it was on Facebook about the conversation that was yesterday's.
I don't look at the
request.
comments.
So the conversation has.
I rely on you for my information.
Yes. In the conversation, Gene Hackman, as the Secret Service surveillance guy, he plays saxophone, and the scenes with him playing the saxophone are kind of cool, but
is he playing that song?
he's clearly not playing it.
Right.
And I hate it when that happens.
I feel like I should say you can't have the piano. So don't even think of
Damn,
it.
that's a good one.
Because I knew you were going to say that.
But right, okay, so somebody who's actually playing the instrument, but you didn't know could play the instrument, and I guess not somebody who's already a musician.
It could be.
Because Inside Llewyn Davis, the Justin Timberlake song with Adam Driver is pretty good.
Adam Driver.
I love that.
He's singing in the Marriage Story.
Yes, that was good too. Singing, I don't think should count.
Don't count the voice as an instrument?
Not in terms of this, because a lot of the people who are actors are stage schools, they can do singing.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
Although Carrie Mulligan's singing in Shame is pretty good. Emotional acting of singing. A really good bit of piano, which is somebody who learned how to play it, is all the piano in La La Land that Ryan Gosling learned.
Yeah.
But then that's because Ryan Gosling's a kind of pro, isn't he?
Well, you can't just.
But we haven't got La La Land
it.
here, so
No.
wow. Oh, Whiplash. The drums in Whiplash is the winner by far.
There you go.
We haven't got a copy of Whiplash because it's on Netflix and stuff. I haven't bought
That's
it yet.
a massive spoiler now.
Sorry, I'll take it back. No, because what's his face? Miles Teller learnt to play the drums for it, and given that it's not just playing the drums from an Oasis record, it's full on jazz drumming.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's incredible learning an instrument. For like playing drums is harder than the other ones anyway.
Backbone of the band.
Yeah, and he's very, very good. I don't know, really. It does really annoy me when people are playing instruments and things and they're not playing that instrument.
Quelle surprise.
Because it's not hard to play a guitar enough to get away with it in a film. It's not hard.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to go for...
No, I think we'll end it there.
This is Spinal Tap wins as well, because they were all playing their instruments properly. But yeah, I think Ryan Gosling from the point of view of piano, because I'd love to be able to play the piano, but Miles Teller wins for incredible musical skill. To be that good at drums from not being a drummer.
Good answer.
Thanks. Yeah. And you asked me a question yesterday as well.
Yeah. Did you listen back to it?
What was the question?
I don't know.
I can't remember what it was. We've done voiceover. Anyway. So yeah, there's my answer. And maybe by the time we get to W, I'll have bought Whiplash. So that's all right.
No, that's not the point of this.
Isn't it?
This is looking at what you've already
highlighting
got.
gaps and filling them. Okay. Right, so yeah, tomorrow's J.
I feel like we
small
need
number of
closure
Js.
on this last the question of yesterday. We should start writing this down.
It's alright, we'll pick it up tomorrow. We've not got much to do in J, so we'll pick it up tomorrow.
Okay.